Thank you for your presentation and the book. My question is, of the thousands of microtrends there are, what kind of criteria or methodology you use to select these particular 7 things?
Well, I think what we tried to do was we said, look, let's take 15 different areas of life and illustrate 5 or 6, because just as there aren't just 75 microtrends, there are 7,500, 10,000. There are almost an unlimited number of trends that it could be found in a society that is changing, I think, in so many ways as ours. But we tried to say, look, you want a microtrend if you aren't increasing, typically increasing fairly dramatically. You weren't a microtrend unless you were going to hit 1% or above, and sometimes, depending upon it, we were some a little below and some are several percent. But we had basic criteria that we applied: dramatic increase, the hit the threshold of 1%, and then to illustrate in different areas, what are some of the counterintuitive microtrends that are developing, and then say, hey, you might be, somebody who works in a fashion industry or computer industry, and begin to look around and stop treating, consumers like they're all the same when they've changed in so many different ways. I think that's the message of the book. It's meant to illustrate rather than to be a real encyclopedia.
Okay, one more question. I can do that. But have you noticed any trends with in the future of bookstores or reading? How's the future look?
Well, I think we had a couple of things. We didn't do, as many on books because my publisher said that might be bad for like who would carry. But again, I don't think, I don't think people are focusing on who the LASers are. I mean, when you think about who's going to be the customer, right, for books, over time, it is the LASers. And I don't think we've done a good job. I think you ought to identify who they are. You have little pins. People ought to say, hey, I'm patient. I read stuff. I like information. They ought to be proud, to be an LAS. And so I think that's the kind of thing, bookstores would pick up, on that and make people feel really good about that. I think that would be one of my recommendations.
Great audience. Thank you for such an And thank you, C-SPAN, for its commitment to unembellished broadcasting. And Mark's going to stick around, answer more questions, and sign lots of copies of his books. And have a great night.